The body count continues.
Well, Marianne, we actually did it. We showed up a week later to deliver an episode of The Body Count Continues next Tuesday. What next Tuesday?
We're so locked in.
Well, for this week at least. And we're talking about Gore this week.
Life comes at you fast.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the underlying principles of Gore movies. It's certainly something I've learned from stuff like Faces of Death and Banned in America or Banned on Television. Have you seen any of those?
I have not.
It's probably for the best.
I have not even seen the original Faces of Death, which we talked about earlier this week because we watched the new one together. It's been on my watch list for a really long time.
Really?
But I never watched it. And then when we spoke about it, you told me that it was kind of underwhelming, doesn't live up to the hype of this taboo reputation that it has. And you kind of, I don't say turned me off, but it's now moved like further down my watch list.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, as short videos go, it's kind of blasé. Not to be edgy or anything, but it's mostly
You are the
fake.
edgelord.
Totally, and that's my whole identity. But yeah, it's mostly fake footage, the original, or at least fake death and fake animal brain eating, which we'll get into later. There are some real corpses, but the actual death that the original shows, it's not actual death. It's a bunch of bullshit. And it's boring.
But first, we need to talk about the internet's obsession this week.
Literally, obsession.
The
Which
movie
neither of us
Obsession.
have seen yet, but you want to see it.
I wasn't, like, the trailer looked good. I
haven't watched the trailer. I've seen like that one gif of the main girl. That's pretty much all I've seen from this movie.
I saw the trailer when I went to see Ready or Not 2, and it looked good. Not like spend $25 on a movie ticket good. Seeing people's reactions and reviews of the movie. Luckily, I've managed to dodge all spoilers. I'm going to knock on wood because I don't want that to change. I've managed to dodge all spoilers, but the reactions that I'm seeing and the reviews that I'm seeing are selling me more. So I think I'm actually going to go and see it this week.
Yeah, it's all 5 stars with a couple of outliers here and there, but mostly it's pretty hyped. And I know that's very common these days, but it's winning you over apparently. I'll wait till digital because I'm just difficult. That's just me.
I kind of go on intuition. I have a pretty good intuition.
The Marianne vibe check.
Right? That's what I need to like trademark that. I have a pretty good intuition when it comes to deciphering a movie that is overhyped and a movie that is appropriately hyped. And I feel like this one is appropriately hyped. I feel like I'm going to really enjoy it. I could be wrong, but I seldom am when it comes to
It's something to do with wishing on a wish willow, it's called, I guess.
A one wish willow.
Yeah, I really know nothing about this movie.
Okay, this is what I decipher from the trailer, by the way, so I could be wrong. This guy uses the one wish willow to wish that his crush, his friend, someone that he knows, would love him more than anybody else in the world. And easy to see how problems can arise when one makes a wish like that.
Yeah, fuck female autonomy, right?
Bitches be crazy.
It does sound a little bit extra, like why not just wish for her to like you, and then you do the rest? She has to love you more than anyone else in the world immediately. Wasn't there a Rick and Morty episode that was based off of this principle? No, there's all the monkey paw stuff, but...
I was going to say, there's probably a lot of things that are based on this principle. The one that stands out to me the most is the season 3 episode of Buffy, Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered, I believe is the title.
Is that the Jonathan episode?
No, that's Superstar, season 4.
I'm mixing it with something else then.
In Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered, Cordelia dumps Xander. So he consults a witch to cast a love spell on her. It goes wrong. And basically, every single woman everywhere is in love with him except Cordelia. And he's stalked through the school. He's stalked at home. He's stalked everywhere. When Giles finds out, he tells him that he's stupid and that there are a few things in this world more dangerous than a woman under a love spell.
Bitches do be crazy.
It's evident at the end when him and Cordelia are cornered in the basement of Buffy's house and every single woman in Sunnydale is there, no longer trying to love him, but now trying to kill him because they all see that he loves Cordelia. And I think one of them says, if I can't have you, nobody can. So yeah, I feel like love spells just historically, I've never seen the Rick and Morty episode, but I kind of just feel like
Well, in Rick and Morty, it's a love potion that goes wrong. I think somebody sneezes in it or something.
doesn't it always go wrong?
I mean, evidently it goes wrong in Obsession.
Even when it goes right, not a love spell, but I guess like a similar storyline later in the series. One of the nerds builds a robot to be his girlfriend, and he gets bored with her because her entire being, her entire reason for existing is to love him. And he ends up ditching her when he finds an actual real girlfriend. And he got bored with his robot because like she's just so obsessed with me and in love with me. And
Yeah, I remember that episode. I like that one.
it's a good one, but see, like even if you get what you want from a spell or however you come to this point, wouldn't it get boring to have
Yeah, like,
somebody
it's an
that
automaton,
agrees with
really, that's
everything that
obsessed
you
with you.
say,
You're amazing. Everything you do is brilliant.
right?
Ugh.
Same taste as you.
Call me an asshole or something.
There's
Jeez.
no, you're an asshole.
Not you. My girlfriend.
Okay,
I
I'm
mean,
sure
we've
she
called
does.
each other terrible things.
I'm sure she does on a regular basis, and
Probably she's so
under her
sure.
breath too.
Oh, definitely. I've heard her do that a few times. My bad.
But it
I'm
gets
only almost
boring.
perfect.
So I just feel like it doesn't really matter like the path you take to get to this point where you have this person that's just blindly in love with you. It's never going to end well. And this movie seems to have taken that story and again, while I don't know the specifics of it, from what I'm understanding, they've done something really special with it. So I'm very excited to see.
You're actually going to go watch it. I think I'll wait till digital,
That's fair.
but I'll
So,
definitely watch it.
question, if you
Okay.
had a one wish willow, what would you wish for?
I don't know. Like, probably lots of money. Basic.
I'm excited for the new season of AHS.
It sounds like it's going to be something.
They added
I'm looking
Madeline
forward to it.
Petch to the cast this week.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing her in a horror project that's actually good after sitting through the Strangest trilogy. Good for her. But yeah, AHS 13, that's what I'm hyped about right now. Fuck Obsession. Don't cancel
Calm
me.
down. AHS 13 won't be out until 2027.
No, it'll be out in September, October.
Excuse me, October?
Yeah, I think that's what they said.
Now you listen to me.
I know where this is going.
October this year
Ryan
is his
Murphy's
month. I don't want to hear you talking about anybody across the month of October except for Jason and Pamela. Nothing else fucking exists.
What if I told you that, hypothetically, if the episodes air on the same night,
You will
I'll
fucking
probably
wait to watch AHS. You will
You don't think I should watch AHS first? When
I don't. You know
AHS's
why?
Delicate
And let
season
me
was
no.
airing,
Shush, 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 shush,
I was
shush,
watching
shush,
that ahead
shush,
of
shush, shush,
Chucky.
shush.
Okay.
Quiet.
Okay. Go ahead.
AHS, even though they've been on a bit of a prolonged break, have been consistent. There's been a lot of AHS over the last few years. This is the first Friday the 13th content that we are getting in almost 2 fucking decades.
So I need to prioritize it.
I need you to lock in.
Over my favorite horror show.
You know what? I need you to prioritize your new favorite horror show.
Okay.
October is their month. AHS needs to sit the fuck down. And the audacity of Ryan Murphy. Like, how fucking dare you?
Well, that has been their slot for a few years. I don't think he's shading Friday. It's just coincidence. It's a quinky dink.
To be fair, I do think that the release schedule for this, for the Friday prequel series, I feel like they fumbled it.
Aren't they missing Friday the 13th?
I mean, look, I don't know what
They could have premiered it then. That's
yeah,
what people have been saying.
I don't know what it's going to be. I feel like they should have gone one of two ways. Friday the 13th is a summer-ween movie. So I feel like a summer release would have been perfect.
Made sense, yeah.
Even more perfect would have been one of two things. Either the premiere or the season finale airing on November 13th. Jason Universe is making a lot of missteps. And as much as I hate that fucking mask, I ride or die for Jason at his worst and at his best. It's not always going to be the Paramount era. We're still chasing the Paramount era all these years later. At least I am.
Reminiscing, at least. You're certainly revisiting it on a near enough weekly basis. It's not that bad.
Stop it. Cinema.
What would you use your wish willow for?
See, had you asked me this a week ago, I would have said I would use it for 5 minutes in a room with Kane Hodder. But I don't need to use it for that anymore. because he's coming to Montreal Comic-Con this
I
summer, and
saw.
I'm finally gonna fucking meet him. But I think I would use it for you know what? This is so, like, self-serving and maybe a little bit narcissistic on my
Yeah, it's
part.
on brand.
Fuck you. I feel like I would use it to retain the rights to the franchise. I would wanna be in charge of
Okay.
everything. That's what I would use it
You
for.
want to be the Mustafa Akkad of the Friday franchise.
Exactly. You get the vision.
Yeah, I see it. I think you do a pretty good job. You do better than Jason Universe anyway, with the Apple Orchid tie-ins.
It's not like I have any experience with movie making whatsoever, but I feel like I would deliver a movie that everybody would love. I'm not too concerned with bringing in younger viewers. All these movies that are a part of a larger franchise that come out nowadays, like them being concerned of bringing in new viewers. And so they make choices that I think are designed for that, but it's these very choices that usually end up irritating the existing fan base.
And you wouldn't make those choices. You'd make the right choices.
No. If you wanna come as a new viewer into this franchise, you're gonna come into it watching my nostalgia bait movie full of titties.
Okay. Well, you won me over. We just need to get you a wish, Willow. Make this shit happen.
Every legacy character I can fucking find, there will not be a dry seat in the house at the opening of my movie. Speaking of Mustafa Akkad, there was a Halloween box set that was released this week by Imprint. And when I saw it, I ran right to their website and I was like, oh my God, I need to get this.
It will be mine.
It's a box set of steelbooks.
But then you had to
Very,
pump the brakes.
very odd choice though, because it's only movies 1 to 5.
Yeah, logically, you would think 1 to 6 at a minimum is what they would include because 5 leads into 6 in unfortunate ways, but it does lead into it. Instead, they've gone with the first 5.
Let me just check.
You want to double check in case you're wrong.
Yeah, somebody I know
That makes
bought it.
sense.
There it is. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5 movies. Halloween 1 through 5. Yeah, very odd choice. I don't know why 6 isn't there. They're all steelbooks. The artwork is beautiful. The box is very nice. I feel like the artwork could have been a little bit, it's not bad. For what they're charging, they could have gone a little harder with the artwork on the box. The steelbooks themselves are very nice. This whole thing would run me about $445 Canadian before shipping. Probably closer to 500 with shipping because if I'm not mistaken,
Oh boy.
Imprint is in Australia. So that would be a very expensive ship. Listen, I have feelings. I'm not rich by any means, but in this economy, like the post-COVID economy where, a head of lettuce costs me $5 at the grocery store, I don't have the same extra income that I used to have.
Yeah.
And I think that's the case for everybody nowadays. And I do feel generally very irritated because people are being priced out of things. I'm not just talking about the horror community. In general, people are being priced out of things that they maybe once got to enjoy, things that they used to buy on the regular, that it's just not possible anymore. It's just so irritating because it makes things less accessible. There's a lot of collectors in the horror community. And shit like this, especially when you consider the fact that, like an established franchise, you'll get a new box set every couple of years. There's always an update, There was a Nightmare on Elm Street VHS box set, and then there was a DVD box set, and then there was a Blu-ray box set, and then last year we got a 4K box set. So there's always going to be an update on these things. And why the fuck do you think I would want to pay $500 for a collection that's not even fucking complete? You want to charge $500 for that box set? You give me every goddamn movie in the franchise all the way up until Halloween ends. How fucking dare you?
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. Maybe actual value for money in that. $500 for this. It looks pretty, but I wouldn't pay it. 3 good movies in that set as well. 2 bad ones.
I realize that steelbooks are more expensive than DVDs.
Do they have lots of special features on this Steelbook box set?
I'm not sure.
And I would hope so. It's not just the movies.
And coming off of recently having purchased the Scream Factory Friday box set, I guess I'm drawing a link between the two, which I do realize that this is 4K, whereas the Friday the 13th box set is Blu-ray. So there are some differences. The Friday box set they're not steelbooks, but I got 12 fucking movies for $200. That never seemed like an unreasonable price to me, even when I couldn't afford it, because I did have to wait to buy it.
Yeah.
I never felt like the reason I couldn't afford it was because it was overpriced. It was just always a bad time.
Yeah, you're always just like 3 feet peaks away.
Exactly. This is just overpriced for the sake of being overpriced.
Yeah, I won't pay that much for this shit.
These companies are just gouging horror fans at this point. And don't get me wrong, if I had the budget, if I was rolling in cash, I would pay
You would be
whatever
gouged.
I would bend over as far as they want me to bend over and pay whatever they want me to pay. But it's the culture now. So you have this overpriced Halloween box set, and then, the Noah's box set that I mentioned that came out last year. They had limited copies, and they're saying that there's not going to be a reprint. Why do you hate horror fans?
Well, if anyone working for Imprint is listening to this, now they know that you'll bend over. So maybe this time next week we'll have news to report.
Stop it.
It's a shame it's so expensive because it does look nice.
I just wish you would respect the fans a little more. It feels cruel. You're showing me something that I want, that I can't afford. And even if I found myself with enough cash, I would never. This is one that I will never fucking buy. Give me the entire collection, then I will pay for it. $500 for 5 movies works out to $100 a movie. That is obscene.
The math is mathing.
It's, thank you. It's obscene. And the Nightmare box set, you're out of print. You know how many people I've seen online saying that they wanted to buy one, but there just wasn't enough supply? The company that made the box set, I'm blanking on who that is right now. So you're basically saying you don't want people's money because you want it to be some exclusive thing, which has pissed a lot of people off. I would have loved that box set. I unfortunately didn't get there in time. It was already sold out. And then to boot, I'm pretty sure there's some people who did not get the original version, which had red cases. So there were like variants. I don't know. Physical media people, you need to get your fucking shit together. I'm not impressed. And I know enough about profit margins to know that you're not spending that much to get this shit made. Not enough to justify how much you're charging. So you're all just a bunch of greedy bastards. Anyways,
On that note,
rant over.
let's talk about this week's movie or movies, because we're really talking about the return of gore to horror movies after the 2010s, where it's kind of more serious horror movies than these gore exploitation movies that we enjoy. But that changed with Terrifier, for better or worse. And now Faces of Death is back, just different. Now it's Barbie Ferreira, less monkey brains.
I'm not qualified to really, like I said earlier, I haven't seen the original Faces of Death, so I'm not really qualified to talk about, the differences between the original and this new one.
Well, the new one's about a killer that's inspired by the original, or at least uses it as a template for his own murders, while Barbie Ferreira tries to track him down.
I don't hate it.
I enjoyed it up to a point. For me, this was 2/3 of a good movie.
The third act really came undone.
Yeah, and it's another of these modern horror movies where the protagonist I didn't find very enjoyable or intelligent. I know horror characters are generally pretty dumb, but this one, oof.
Final girls are not supposed to be the dumb ones, though. They're supposed to be the ones who are savvy enough to survive. And
Well, for a while she's proactive, but yeah.
she's proactive, but she alienates all of her friends, everybody close to her, including a friend who got her a job, which she eventually loses this job because she starts to crash out.
Yeah, she researches these killings that she thinks she's seeing because she works at this place that does moderation of online videos. It's basically like Instagram, except they call it Kino.
She ends up crashing out over something that she perceives to be real, but nobody will believe her. And she's right in the end. But her decision making in the third act is very questionable. She goes back to this guy's house alone.
Yeah, because at some point in the movie, like the narratives converge. Half the movie is Dacre Montgomery being this killer, abducting people, restaging scenes from Faces of Death, and the other half is Barbie Ferreira trying to track him down. And eventually they converge because he tracks her down. She gets kidnapped. Her roommate, something worse happens to him.
I'm really mad about what happens to the
Should we talk about
roommate?
the roommate? Because he wasn't on board with what she was doing. She was using his laptop. Obviously, they have a shared IP address, so when Dacre Montgomery tracks her to her apartment, he's the first one to get it, her roommate, and he wasn't invested in this at all. He told her not to do it.
She got him kind of sucked into this mess, and yeah, he paid the price with his life. And that was really the most disappointing death for me in the movie. I really did not want him to die. And the worst part is that he dies when she's in the next room. And he's screaming her name and she can't hear because she's got her headphones in.
Yeah, she's just in there vibing and he's being attacked by Dacre Montgomery. She does overhear him a little bit, but it's too late by that point.
Yeah, for me, the scene where she goes back to the killer's house, it just had me shaking my head like, why? Why?
Well, she takes the police back there after she escapes, and there's this really unconvincing scene where he convinces the police that nothing's up, she's crazy.
Even though she's bloody. Look, there's a
Yeah,
lot
like,
of creative choices story-wise that I don't like, so she's not the only dumb one. The cops are dumb, but I mean, are you
but
even allowed to have a smart police officer in a horror movie at this point?
apparently
Is it
not. Dewey set the benchmark. They decided that we couldn't have intelligent police officers after this, because this guy's obviously a weirdo. I mean, we have the benefit of seeing everything else, but
dumb cops were a thing long before Dewey, but I feel like
you remember Halloween 5's Dumb Cops, where they had the comedic music?
one that we don't talk about enough
Okay.
is Officer Stubbs from Freddy vs. Jason. He is so painfully fucking dumb. I love Lachlan Monroe, by the way, but Officer Stubbs is a dumbass. Yeah, these cops are dumb. And then once she's in the hospital and she's relatively safe, she gets a text from the killer telling her very menacingly to to come to his house. Now, instead of going there alone in the dead of night, by the way, why wouldn't you just call the two fucking Barney Fife-ish cops to the hospital and be like,
Look,
remember
here's the
when you didn't
text.
believe me? Look at this fucking text.
Remember when I said he was holding 2 people hostage in his house after I escaped? Well, look, here he is threatening to kill them. Go back, movie over. She doesn't do that. She
No,
tells no one and goes back by herself.
could never be me. Like, I do not pretend to be a brave person. I'm not. I'm a chicken shit. I'm not going to some weirdo serial killer's house in the middle of the fucking night by myself without any kind of backup, be it police or otherwise. No, no, dumb girl. I mean, luckily it works out for her.
Doesn't work out for the other two. They're already cooked, as it turns out.
I don't quite understand the point in her killing him and then uploading the video.
Well, she
That
says it
seems
herself. It's to prove her point that she's not crazy.
okay, and that's fine, but you could
And to
have killed him and
identify who it is that's been uploading these videos, I guess.
but you could have made your point by killing him and showing your video to the cops.
Yeah, take a selfie with his corpse.
Because she's already the train girl, which I'm not gonna provide any more context than that.
You want people to see that for
If you have
themselves.
not seen the movie, go and watch the movie, but she is the train girl.
I
So
remember when
she
that scene happened, you were like, oh, that's not what I expected the train
no.
girl to mean.
She's got a history with the internet. She's a bit, I want to say, famous because of a video that was posted that she's in, and she's left with a lot of trauma over it. So I don't understand why you would post a new video. Just go to the cops, show them the video. She's been vindicated. Why do you need to show the world? Good movie, good gore. Yeah, Barbie Ferrer's character Margot kind of irritated me. Dacre Montgomery was great.
Yeah, he's the standout of the movie for me.
Yeah.
Is this serial killer that's inspired by the Faces of Death video. So I guess the movie does have fans. I mean, I never enjoyed it. You've not seen it. But I
I'd
like
love
the
to
way
see
that
his letterbox account.
he'd be edgy. He'd have completed all those Gore movie lists.
Edgelord.
Absolutely. And I do like the way that he recreates the deaths that are on Faces of Death, even though they're not real. He creates the execution via electrocution, which for me I think was my favorite death. The guy frothing at the mouth and everything. How did you
Yeah,
feel about that one?
that was a really good one. I like kills when there's, like, a lot of moving parts that come together to make it better,
Yeah.
and little things like him frothing at the mouth and him, convulsing. It makes it that much more of an immersive experience. So it was, for me, the best kill of the movie. I need to watch the original.
Does this whet your appetite for the original a little bit,
It
just to
hasn't.
find out?
You told me that the original was a little bit underwhelming. So if anything, I'm kind of less sold on it than I was. I feel like it's just one that I need to kind of check off my list, so I need to find time one day. But there's so many more interesting movies on my watch list.
Are you going to work your way through the whole Gore film canon?
Uh,
Real death
no.
and all that? No. I've seen a few of them. They kind of blend together eventually.
Gore is very subjective. There's a spectrum. It's not when you call a movie gory,
What do you
is it
mean?
is it because
Lots of
it's
red
just
stuff?
a bloody mess from start to finish? Or is it gory because of a small handful of scenes that really stand out? So for me, like a gore fest movie is like Hostel. Pure carnage from start to finish, and every single scene will have you tensing up. To this day, one of the hardest scenes for me to watch in any movie is in the original Hostel when Paxton finds that girl at the end and her eye is hanging out of its sockets and he
Really?
cuts it off.
I wasn't expecting you to go there. I thought you were going to talk about the Achilles scene or something, but it's the
That's
eye that
another
got
one.
you.
There's so much look, there's so much across all of these movies, all of the Hostel movies. That is like, I guess, a more extreme example. If you wanna talk about something that's maybe a little bit more benign. In general, I can't like, eye stuff bugs me. In Would You Rather, when dude had to scratch his cornea, whew, eye stuff,
Eyes
anything
and
to do
fingernails.
eyes and yes, that's what I
Teeth.
was getting to next. Eyes and fingernails do it for me. So any scene where somebody's nails are either coming off or being ripped off
They used to
sends
be ripped off.
a shiver down my spine. And the number one, my go-to reference for this is Texas Chainsaw 2003, when Mike Vogel's character is being carried down to the basement by Leatherface and he stretches out his arms to start scratching the walls. And
Yeah, that's the one I think of too.
it
Close up as
it's so
well.
bad. And this is what I mean by, like, a spectrum. There's degrees of gore because we're also not all affected by the same things. So, while I turn away when I see fingernail shit, there's probably some people out there that just stare at the TV with this level of glee. So, I really feel like gore affects everybody in a different way, and you can't really it's so hard to definitively call something gory.
I only really get gleeful over silly gore, not the serious stuff like the
Yeah.
fingernails coming off or whatever goes down in Hostel.
In preparing for this episode, I did look at some lists online of, like, the goriest movies of all time.
Which
So
ones were the
there's
recurring movies?
the most recurring, Hostel, Tokyo Gore Police,
I haven't
Necromantic,
seen that one.
The New York Ripper, Maniac, Hellraiser, Martyrs, Cannibal Holocaust, Zombie, Reanimator, Hatchet, Hobo with a Shotgun, Haute Tension, High Tension, sorry, Evil Dead 2013, Human Centipede, August Underground, The Green Inferno. And I just wrote down a few titles,
Green
but
Inferno mention. I love that.
But so I'm looking at these lists and it's a mix. You've got, again, some movies that are just gory right out the gate, and then you've got some like Evil Dead 2013, which is one of my favorite movies. It's not gory from start to finish. There are some scenes, there are multiple scenes in that movie that stay with you, but it's not you can't put it on the same level as August Underground. You know what I mean? Like
The
there's
August
degrees.
Underground is a lot grimier and nastier than Evil Dead 2013.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
And a very different vibe too. That's a really seedy movie,
yeah.
which is more reflective of the kind of gore films that have inspired Faces of Death. They all have this seedy energy that mainstream movies don't really have. It's the one thing that I guess they have going for them.
When you say this movie is gory, I feel like that label is not one size fits all.
Oh,
There's
absolutely not.
there's a lot of distinction to be made. So one of the ones that I saw mentioned a few times was Piranha 3D, which
Really?
yes,
I don't
again,
think of that as being gory. I guess
but it
just again
is.
because of the tone. Like it's all so silly and you don't take it seriously. You don't
But
think of
this
it
is
as a
what I mean. I
flaw.
feel like our perception of what is a gory movie needs to be broadened.
We should do a Piranha episode at some point. Let's talk about Piranha 3D and 3 Double D.
I love Piranha 3D.
I like the second one more.
Yeah, you're weird like that.
I must be the only person in the world that likes the second one more than the first one, but that's just me. We're talking about the remakes, not the Joe Dante
Yeah,
original.
I think
It's
you're a
so
bit weird for
stupid.
that. It is stupid, and I like the second one. The second one for me is like B movie.
The second one is the one that me and you have watched the most together, by the way. I don't even know if we've watched the first one together. We've definitely watched the second one twice, though.
All right, well, then I guess we got our movie picked out for tonight.
I'm
Don't say
down for
things
it.
like that to me. The second one is more B-movie, like schlocky, cheesy, more boobs than you know what to do with, and
A can
a
butcher.
cameo, not even a cameo, it's really more
A supporting role.
sporting role. David Hasselhoff as a celebrity lifeguard. Like, it's just completely fucking bonkers.
He's playing himself, right? It's not just a celebrity lifeguard, it's the half
No,
from
no, I say
Baywatch.
celebrity lifeguard because he plays himself.
That's his function.
And he's coming to this water park as a celebrity lifeguard. And one of my favorite scenes in this movie, and it's so fucking stupid, is one of the characters, she's in the lake swimming at night and a piranha swims up her hoo-ha. And then a few scenes later, like a few
I
days
remember.
later, she decides she wants to have sex with her boyfriend or the guy that she likes, whatever. And it doesn't end well for him. Specifically, it ends
It's all
with a
coming back to me
piranha
now.
chomping down on his dick. The piranha that swam up inside of her ends up biting his dick, and he can't get it off, so he cuts off his own dick. It's so dumb, and I do love it, though not more than the original. How can you beat the original? Like, the opening is so iconic. They
And when you
got
say the original, you're talking about 3D,
I keep
not the
saying
real
that, don't
original.
I? Alexander Aja's version, which is my favorite, opens with Richard fucking Dreyfuss. It's so iconic. I did not ever draw this correlation before. You have men in both the first and second movies that lose their penises. Peni?
Penises.
Is it? It should be peni. If it's
We lost our peni.
cactus to cacti, I'm just saying. Anyways.
Penises.
Yeah, you have two men that lose their penises, one
Pe-
each in each movie. I think it should be peni. You know what? I'm pioneering peni.
You're pioneering peni.
I am. The
Sounds
Oxford
like an arts and crafts project.
the Oxford English Dictionary needs to get in touch with me immediately. But I love that. This is a franchise of men losing their junk. And Jerry O'Connell in the first one, he's just lying in the boat crying, "They took my penis."
That's a
but it
real actor.
but it's so gory.
And yet I don't think of it as a gore movie. I think of it as silly fun.
There are scenes that just are burned into my brain. There is a cameo by Eli Roth, and he gets it real good. There's Jerry O'Connell's death scene where he falls into the water and they manage to pull him out, and the entire lower half of his body has been eaten. And then there's the third act, this lake town where they're having spring break and there's hundreds of people on the lake having a party. The piranha finally make their presence known and start attacking all of these people. That third act is absolutely fucking bonkers. You have two girls that are sliced in half by a cable swinging through the air. You have a girl whose hair gets caught in a boat propeller, and this douchebag is desperately trying to start his boat. When he finally does, her entire scalp is ripped off. So yeah, I kind of do put it in the gory category. Hey, that kind of rhymes or something.
You're a poet and you didn't know it. No, we're taking it too far now. Let's really back in. Was Terrifier on any of these lists?
No, funny enough.
That's like the modern gore horror film.
But I agree. I didn't check the dates on these lists, like when they were made. It's possible that they were made pre-Terrifier. I agree, like modern era, you want to talk about gore, Terrifier is the first thing that comes to mind. Damien Leone is on a personal mission to one-up himself with every movie. The first movie you had, I feel so weird enjoying this scene now, knowing what I know. There is backstory. You can Google it if you like. But
It is the big scene of Terrifier, really.
Catherine
Especially when you think of
Corcoran
gore.
hanging upside down, being sawed in half.
Who could forget?
And then he comes back to do Terrifier 2. He knows he has to top that. And then we get the bedroom scene with bleach and salt, which is just one of the most brutal things I've ever seen committed to film. And then he comes back with Terrifier 3, and it's like, well, how do we top that? And
Chainsaw up the butt.
you want to know what?
I want to know what.
That's not the scene that topped it for me.
Okay. What are you thinking of?
The rat.
Yes, towards the end where he puts a tube in a lady's mouth and sends a rat down there.
That is awful.
And she's still alive when that happens, right?
She is. You see her choking and struggling.
It's been a while since I watched the third one. It's not very good. I prefer the first two.
I agree. Look, we've been watching people get chainsawed in horror movies for decades. So maybe that's why I was a little bit desensitized to the chainsaw up the butt. The rat, for me, what I want to see is like new and interesting kills that I've never seen before. And that's what Terrifier does so well. Art has this sadistic fucking mind, and he can come up with a kill that just unlocks new levels of fear. Yeah, the thought of having a rat forcibly shoved down my throat makes me want to unalive myself.
Well, the rat will do it for you, so
No, but
just sit back and enjoy it, Marianne.
we were talking about this last week. We were talking about it when we talked about House of Wax. Everything that Jared Padalecki's character went through. I don't want that. Like, if I'm in a horror movie, just fucking kill me.
Put the rats
One
in me
shot,
afterwards.
one blow, quick, I'm dead before I hit the ground. Thank you. That's what I would want.
Yeah, I agree. Like, chainsaw me in the head before you chainsaw me in the ass. Come on now.
Exactly. So
Saw
the
from the
rat
top
thing and
down.
like knowing that she's still alive, that's horrifying to me.
Art is certainly a very creative psycho.
He's a horror icon for the modern ages, and the entire franchise has been, I don't say built by fans, but largely it has. I know it's Damien Leone's baby, but there would be no Terrifier 2 or 3 or 4, which is coming, without the fans that have the word of mouth, the fans that have streamed the movie, bought the movie.
Well, yeah, because it took years for it to actually be released. Terrifier is really the modern series that people associate with Gore. It's brought back the 80s style practical effects as well, which I really like. And Faces of Death kind of continues that. I think it's all practical in Faces of Death, right? I don't remember any CG standing out.
I didn't see any CG.
Not that I'm crediting Terrifier for what Faces of Death does. Very different movie, but they're both gory. That's what we're saying.
I am on board with any movie that chooses practical effects over CGI. And
Even if they're bad.
I feel like we had this conversation recently, but I want to know who like the next up and comer in practical effects is. And I don't see, like, there's people that are doing it, but Damien Leone,
We did have
first and
this conversation.
foremost, he is a director. No, but I want to know. And I'm gonna point this question specifically at like Greg Nicotero. Who is your protege?
Yeah, Greg.
Because he kind of took over the mantle of from Tom Savini when he retired. So I want to know who Greg Nicotero is passing the torch to. Like, you better be sharing your skills and your craft and everything you've learned. You better be sharing this shit with some people.
Does Tom Savini still run that makeup school?
He does. I don't know how involved he is in like the day-to-day, but he does.
And I've seen documentaries featuring the school where he name drops people that have gone on to work in movies. So there are people coming out of that. It's just we don't know their names yet.
I want it to be a medium that continues.
Damien Leone is kind of the standout right now, though, with Terrifier movies.
There's more and more movies going in the CG direction. And I think I think it's a step backwards. I would much rather have practical effects, even if it ends up looking cheap or stupid or cheesy in your movie. Horror fans love cheesy.
A lot of the stuff in Terrifier does look stupid and cheap as well, but it's the kind of stupid cheapness that we enjoy.
Exactly. And I think big studios are making the mistake of assuming that CGI is more polished. It's not.
I think it's just cheaper, really. That's probably the main motivation, is that CGI is cheaper.
Cheaper, it's less time consuming, but let's just be honest, it's a hop,
It's
skip, and
soulless,
a
which
jump
couple
away from AI.
I've seen some AI gore in a couple of independent movies, and woof. That's a whole other step down, not just morally, but aesthetically as well. It doesn't look good.
Stop fucking chat GPT and Gore.
Stop chat GPTing anything.
Pretty much.
Grok. Fuck that guy.
Anybody who tags Grok anywhere in my mentions, that's an automatic block. It's the quickest way to get blocked by me.
Yeah, get away from me. Tag that shit somewhere else, bro. Or as I say, stop entirely.
If you are so mentally incapacitated that you cannot Google, like anytime I have a question, I don't get the context or something, I go to Google. It takes 2 seconds.
Like, Googling is like a lost art form now for some people. They've never heard of it. It's just, Grok, what is this?
Well, grandma still Googles. So
You're keeping it real.
remember that there was
Remember?
a point a few years back when we all thought like the next generation was going to be the one that saved the world.
Oh, they were speedrunning the death of it. We're cooked.
I literally have no faith anymore. It's just
not going to happen.
you're using AI for everything. You're asking, and you know what the funniest thing is to me about people who ask Grok about shit? The answer 9 times out of 10 is fucking wrong.
I posted a GIF from Send Help, and someone replied asking Grok if it was AI. And Grok said it is AI.
See what I mean?
Fabulous work, guys.
You're asking an entity that does not have a working brain. I could bitch about Grok all day. What do you think is like the goriest movie you've ever seen?
Fictional movie, not a Gore compilation.
Please tell me you haven't watched a Gore compilation.
Well, yeah, I've watched the original Faces of Death. I've watched
Yeah, but
various
that's a
video
movie.
series that
No, any movie. I'm not talking about
it's a
like
mockumentary.
no snuff films, but a movie, any movie. What is the goriest thing you've ever seen?
I guess it'd be the Japanese guinea pig films.
Do I even want to ask?
Well, there's lots of torture in those movies. They're basically styled almost like snuff movies, but fictional. And yeah, a couple of those are just like prolonged torture. There's one called Mermaid in a Manhole that is about a mermaid being
Giggity?
discovered in a manhole, believe it or not. And it's very graphic, very gory, very gooey. And there's several movies in that series that could qualify for this. So they're probably right up there at the top. And there's a whole series of, again, Japanese movies, because I guess the Japanese are messed up. I don't know. There's a whole series of,
Asian horror is not to be messed with.
yeah, they turn it up to a new level. I forget what the name of the series is, but it's basically a series of people suiciding themselves. Not for real, it's fictional. And this series I'm talking about, even though I can't remember what it's called, directed by a woman, so good for her, who also stars in it. And in one of them, she's slowly killing herself with a samurai sword. And it's so well done that it's tricked people into believing it was real, especially back in the day when it was released. So yeah, I guess Japan has multiple contenders for the most gory movie I've ever seen.
See, that's not my kind of gore. I know your soul is blackened in many
Yeah, I'm
ways.
morbidly curious. I was raised on Rotten.com and Bazaar magazine, and even 4chan.
I was raised on rotten.com, but
You didn't seek out whole movies built around these concepts. I'm just curious.
I have no interest. Look, we're talking about, silly gore like Piranha and Terrifier. I like that because you're watching scenes that are incredibly disturbing, but the rest of the movie is lighthearted enough so that you don't walk away from the experience feeling scarred. Like you can still watch all of this disturbing stuff and still have a good time. Whereas the extreme gore that comes with darker movies,
Yeah, it's hard to have a good time with it.
I feel like a piece of my soul is missing when it's over. I watch some of those movies because it's something I'm going to check off my list, but largely they're one and done watches for me. One that I didn't see mentioned is Eden Lake, which isn't gory from start to finish, but the scenes that do have gore, the barbed wire scene pops into my mind. That's brutal. But the rest of the movie is so fucking heavy. The ending is infuriating. I think it's the closest I've ever come to breaking my television.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but rough ending. Certainly doesn't give you a warm feeling.
Yeah. No, it's a good movie, and I love Kelly Riley.
You probably wouldn't enjoy the guinea pig movies.
No, I definitely wouldn't.
Slaughtered Vomit Dolls, that's a pretty notorious one as well.
You recommended August Underground to
I didn't
me
recommend
a
it.
while.
I sort of,
Yes, you did. I literally posted asking for recommendations, and
yeah,
you
it's
recommended it.
kind of a troll recommendation though. It's not like I'm saying it's a legitimately a good movie. It's not even a good movie. It's just really gross and vile.
You troll me with every breath you take. Like, I mean, let's be realistic. Even when we watch movies together and you pick, it's like there's a 45% chance you might like this. Like, but can we maybe try for a movie that's like 80% chance that I might like it? And I just think you're like
Where's the
rubbing
fun
your
in that?
hands together like Mr. Burns. And the fun is that
Exactly.
we both might enjoy the movie.
Homer reference. Sometimes we enjoy them.
Yes,
It's been known to
absolutely.
happen. Sometimes I hit that 45%, real good about myself, but sometimes it doesn't go so well. Maybe we should watch the guinea pig movies together. Maybe you'll enjoy them. I don't know.
No,
They
we're
certainly
not.
leave you with an icky feeling. It's not quite Serbian film levels.
I will not.
That's a whole other story.
But I can say with confidence that when we sit down to watch a movie and it's your pick, more often than not, it's questionable. Whereas when I pick, it's usually a good time. And you accuse me of like cheating because I usually pick rewatches. But
Yeah,
but
I'm braver.
there's no rule against it. You can pick rewatches and instead you pick movies and my first question is always the same. Is this any good? And Well, I guess we'll find out. Do you know how ominous those words are to me now
That should be
because of you?
exciting.
No.
There's mystery there.
Human Centipede. Do you think that's a gory movie?
No, I don't think of that as gory.
It was on a few of the
It's
lists.
kind of gross more than anything. The
Yeah.
Japanese series, by the way, I just looked it up. It's the Harakiri series. For those who are interested, which probably
Oh.
nobody.
Crickets. Cricket. So it was on a few of the lists that I saw, which was then what led me to look up the meaning of the word gore. Because I was like, this movie is fucked up. It's disturbing.
Because a
Gore
gory movie is
means
gone.
clotted blood, if you want to get like really specific, according to Merriam-Webster. Gruesomeness depicted in vivid detail, a movie full of blood and gore. They specify clotted blood, so
If it's flowing, it doesn't count.
women invented gore. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I guess. I see your point. Talk about a period piece. That's a real gore movie.
That was a good one. I feel like disturbing movies are conflated with gore. There's not much blood in Human Centipede.
Yeah,
It
they're
is
certainly being
absolutely
conflated with
disgusting.
gore
And
movies.
I do openly question the sanity of Tom Six. Like, why? How? What were you smoking when you came up with this?
I like the first one as an exploitation movie.
Yeah,
Pretty basic concept. Really well done, I thought.
I've watched it more than once.
But these people that are like really disgusted by it, I don't really get. Like, it's kind of a queasy concept, I guess, but it's not like it's cannibal holocaust levels of what they do with it.
No, but I understand the people that are disgusted with it. No judgment, but I do understand. You're
Try eat the
watching, as
cuttlefish
much as it's
cow?
not real, you're watching somebody shit into another person's mouth. And the girl that's in the middle, she's very expressive. That's the part of the movie that, like, I guess he did right or wrong, depending on your stance. You can feel her pain. There's sound effects in there. I
That's cinema, baby.
do not judge anybody who looks at that and thinks it's absolutely disgusting. And if somebody wants to call me a sicko for watching it more than once, for enjoying it, go right ahead. Not going to hurt my feelings.
I think I've
Kind
only
of am a
watched it
sicko.
once.
I think I've
If I
watched
were
it
to
3
if I
times.
were to rewatch Human Centipede, I would just stick at the first one. I don't care about the other two, especially the second one. Ugh.
I've never watched the other 2.
The second one's terrible. It's annoying more than anything, and like the main character, you don't want to be around him for a whole goddamn movie. He's
No.
worse than the first guy.
Is he worse than Alan from Return to Sleepaway Camp?
Yeah, I'd say he's worse than Alan.
Wow.
You
What?
can
Come
you can
on.
laugh at Return to Sleepaway Camp. That's an underrated
I
movie right
I
there.
don't laugh at that. I'm sorry. There's not
You don't
1
laugh at
second
Alan.
that Alan is on screen that I don't
Your
want him
ass
dead.
stinks.
Oh my god. I can't stand him. We agreed. We rewatched it recently and we agreed that
You know
he's the worst.
Yeah, do you know the third movie is set at a prison camp? So he really wants to make a centipede in that one.
Isn't the 3rd one like a really long centipede?
Yeah, because he wants all the prisoners in it.
Yeah. All right. I haven't seen them. They are on my watch list. I think I need to add them to my letterbox watch list.
It's got
Is
one of
is
Charlie Sheen's girls in it, Brie
Oh,
Olsen.
she was in wait a minute.
You
Wait
watched
a
a movie
minute.
recently with her in it.
I did, and I need to know what it is.
And in this movie, she gets cum on her.
Wait, which movie? Because she was a porn star.
Human Centipede 3.
She gets cum on her?
Yeah, she blows someone. Might even be the main guy. It's been a long time since I watched it, but I recall that happening. But then that's happened many times in her film career. What was the movie you watched with her? And it was Massacre something. Something Massacre, because you had a whole day where you watched movies with Massacre in the title.
I don't know.
Camp Massacre 2014. That was the movie that you watched with Brie Olsen in it. You gave it half a star.
I love a good massacre movie, but that was a deep dive that I kind of regret because as it turns out, very few of them live up to my favorite massacre of all time, Slumber Party Massacre.
Not Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
See,
Well,
you're asking.
TCM's not in your favorite, so it must be Slumber Party Massacre.
Well, my favorites change. Slumber Party Massacre and TCM 2003 are both 5 stars. And I hate being asked to pick a favorite amongst movies that are rated the same. It's so hard to do, but I got to give it to Slumber Party Massacre.
Okay. You really are an 80s girl.
There's boobs. It's the 80s. It's a movie directed by a woman, written by a woman. And it has one of the most underrated final girls of all time. I love that movie so much.
Camp Massacre is 130 minutes. Did you sit through that whole thing for over 2 hours?
I
Holy
did.
shit. It looks terrible. And you sat through over 2 hours of this shit. Oh my God. It's the letterbox curve on this movie. It's like 60% half-star ratings, and then it goes down steadily as the
Hang on.
ratings
Wait a
increase.
minute. I gotta find this because how long ago was there it is.
It's like a month ago, I think that you watched it.
Porn Shoot Massacre? What was it?
Camp Massacre. Pawn Shoot Massacre was probably a different one that you watched.
In one day, I watched Garden Tool Massacre, Pool Party Massacre, Porn Shoot Massacre, and Beach Massacre at Kill Devil Hills. I
Oh
can't
my.
find the one you're talking about.
Does it have a different name on your page? The one I'm looking at, you watched 24th of April, called Camp Massacre 2014.
There we go. Okay. Oh my God. This was awful. Okay.
It's all coming back to you now.
Yes, this was I didn't even write a review.
You
It's
did?
it's not
I'm looking at your review. How high are you? You wrote exactly what you'd expect from a movie that stars one of Charlie Sheen's goddesses. What was your takeaway?
I just found it. It was awful. It not even like so awful it's good. It was awful. Yeah. I'm never I don't think I'm gonna do another like massacre deep dive because there's just so much gold standard stuff out there. And I thought I'd at least, find a few movies that are fun because there are some fun massacre movies like Microwave Massacre. I think
Rico
one
Ravi?
Mountaintop Motel Massacre or something.
Was
There's
it
a few
Massacre at Bloodfart Lake, one that you watched?
I didn't. I tried to find it because you did bring
You
it up. I
tried.
I tried and I couldn't find it.
God
It's so
damn it.
hard for me to find some of these movies sometimes.
Well, I'm sure Human Centipede 3, it's not a good movie, but I'm sure it's better than Camp Massacre.
I am a completist, so
You're gonna
it does
complete the Brie Olsen filmography one day.
no, fuck that. No, I meant Human Centipede. It doesn't sit right with me that I've only watched one.
She was in another one called Predator World that also looks pretty bad.
Listen, if you wanna watch Camp Massacre, report back, and you'll understand why she's never really been in a certain caliber of movie, even, like, B movies.
Yeah, she wanted to be the next Sasha Grey for a minute there, but didn't pan out. But I don't remember her being a particularly great actress. And I would have considered watching that movie if it was like 70 minutes, but it's twice as long as it needs to be. Let's go back to the movies that we were talking about.
We're veering off into porn territory.
Terrifier, Faces of Death. Which do you like the most? For me, it's
Terrifier.
Terrifier.
Terrifier, not the third one. I'm not a huge fan of the third one like you. Uh, I really like Terrifier 2 because it introduced Sienna, but I think Terrifier 2 was far too long.
Yeah, that's another
Considering what
movie.
Damien
That's
Leone is making, he's building this franchise very much like Michael, Freddy, Jason, Bubba. Your movies have no business being 2 hours.
yeah.
Absolutely not.
Just give us a dumb slasher movie about a killer clown. You nailed the formula first time, bro.
That's exactly what we are getting, but there's so much stuff, like, off the top of my head, the bar scene in Terrifier 3 with Santa
That went on so
Claus.
long.
Why was that so fucking long?
Yeah, there's too much lore. It's too drawn out in the last two movies, at least.
At least the second one didn't have the, religious undertones, and that bedroom kill is
It's
so
something.
iconic. The first one I really liked, so I know a lot of people think that Tara should have been the final girl, which I
Yeah,
don't
I think that.
disagree, but I prefer Dawn. Dawn is the one that and I realized we wouldn't have gotten
She's
that
the fun
iconic.
character.
She's so much that scene in the pizza place when she sits on Art's lap and takes his hat and takes some selfies. She's just a good time gal, and I love
She's a
her.
standout of the movie other than Art the Clown himself. That's why she should get paid, Damien.
I co-sign that.
And the more I think about it, the more I kind of prefer the first Terrifier movie. It has the 2000 slasher B movie vibe that I enjoy. Even though most of those movies weren't good, it lights something in me, a bit of nostalgia in the way that the first Terrifier movie is all grimy. And it's a basic slasher movie with great gore. And that's why it's better than Faces of Death. That's a controversial take this week.
It's not a controversial take.
I don't know. There's a lot of anti-Terrifier sentiment, and as with all new movies, Faces of Death has been
I'm
hyped
in
a
the I
lot
like
in
I'm in
certain
the Twitter
circles.
bubble, and everybody loves Terrifier there in the horror community. I'm not talking about the weirdos outside the community.
The outliers. There's some in there, but do we need them?
Mm.
We do need you guys. We just don't agree with you. Like and subscribe.
I don't think it's controversial. I just think it's a level of sensitivity, which is so weird to me because we've become so desensitized to a lot of stuff. If this was the 80s, Damien Leone would not be able to get this movie released. Like, the things that we're getting to see now are worse than ever before, which I'm really happy about. I want to see bitches, getting cheese grated and
I
the
know.
knife in 2013 Evil Dead when Mia licks the knife.
You want more Evil Dead movies? From the sounds of it, we're
Sadistic
getting another one.
imagery. Evil Dead Rise when that kid bites into the glass and starts eating it. And you can see the glass going down her throat, the close up, and she's crunching on it. Spine fucking tingling.
Wow, you are a sicko. What's your rating for Terrifier?
Uh,
For me, it's 3.5.
I forget off the top of my head. Are you stalking my letterbox right now?
No, I'm not.
So you're gonna make me check.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
me, it's 3.5. And we both gave Faces of Death 3 out of 5. 2/3 of a good movie, I think. The last act let me down a lot.
So Terrifier 2 I have at 4. Terrifier 1 I have at 4.
Nice. And the last one's like 2, right?
2. Yeah. 2 stars Terrifier 3.
Yeah, we're not Terrifier 3 fans here, guys. Sorry. But the first one, oh yeah. What's the goriest movie you've ever seen, Marianne?
Oh god.
Serbian film?
Yeah, probably.
Remember when we both watched that separately and I accidentally watched the cut version, whereas you had the whole uncut version? I
Yeah.
was like, it's not really that bad. And
I
then we found
accidentally
out.
I accidentally caught the uncut version. Never gonna watch it again in my life. I'm good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I thought it was bad, but I was like, people overreacted a little bit. And then I found out I watched a heavily cut version.
You're so desensitized to everything though. I feel
And
like I'm not.
you saw the extreme version, which I have no desire to see. I've read about it since then. I don't need to see an extended scene with the baby.
I saw Necromantic on a few lists. That's another one. I don't think it's bloody. It's gross.
Yeah, and it's really cheap gore in that movie. They had to improvise a lot, so it's not as if it's having a brutal effect on you, what you're seeing. It's very unrealistic, although I enjoy it.
Reanimator is gory.
Yeah,
Goriest movie, I guess I would have to say Hatchet. And I can't really pick out one movie in that franchise. I'll just say
and
the
that's
franchise as a
classic
whole.
gore.
Practical effects are off the fucking charts in that movie. In all those movies.
I need to do a series rewatch. I remember not liking the sequels when I first saw them, but I've not rewatched them.
How can you not like the sequels when they upgraded to Danielle Harris?
I don't know. Maybe I was in a bad mood that day because I'm pretty sure I marathoned them, and the first one's the only one that really stood out to me. But I'll do a series rewatch.
Hatchet is the MCU of the horrorverse.
Okay, that's AHS now.
No, I'm sorry, no.
Really?
It's just packed with literally everybody. So Kane Hodder, Danielle Harris, Robert Englund,
Tony Todd.
John Carl Beekler, Derek Mears, Felissa Rose, Tony Todd, Tom Holland, R.A. Mihalov. I can never pronounce his name. He was Leatherface in TCM 3.
Nobody's perfect.
Caroline Williams,
Something of a scream queen myself.
Sid Haig.
You're gonna go through the whole cast list of the
I
Hatchet series,
absolutely fucking am. Dave Sheridan, Tiffany
underlining why it's your
Shepis,
favorite.
Tyler Main, Joe Lynch.
Tiffany Shepis, there's a queen of mid 2000s B movies. If I picked out a DVD out of the DVD bin at my local store, there's like a 60% chance that Tiffany Shepis was going to be in it.
Adam Green really said Avengers Assemble.
And now Ryan Murphy's saying it.
No, I'm sorry.
Stop
It's
trying
too
to take
late.
this away from me.
Adam Green already has all
AHS
the
Endgame,
infinity.
it's coming.
Adam Green already has all the Infinity Stones. Sit down. One movie that I saw on a couple of lists, we're talking about like silly gore, lighthearted gore. Apart from Terrifier, I don't really see the lighthearted movies as part of the conversation. Maybe
Okay.
because a lot of people associate gore with darker entries in the genre.
I
I
certainly
don't know.
do.
But Day of the Dead is a gory fucking movie. Tom Savini,
People getting their guts ripped out, chewed
right?
on.
It's a gory movie. So when you ask somebody what the goriest movie they've ever seen is, I think it depends on what affects them the most. Somebody might enjoy your little guinea pig films.
They have fans. I've rated a couple of them highly. Mermaid in the Manhole's worth looking at.
It depends on how much you can handle. And that's subjective. That's just individual preference and individual boundaries. I don't think you have that boundary at all.
No, probably not. I have a movie sitting on my PC that's apparently like the worst Gore movie ever. But I've not watched it yet, so I don't know. I'll find out soon.
We love gore.
I cast a broader net,
You do, but you're more of a proponent of the disturbing stuff.
and we both lightly recommend Faces of Death, and we definitely recommend Terrifier, at least the first two movies.
We recommend Hatchet. We recommend Piranha 3D. We recommend Day of the Dead, Hostel, Tokyo Gore Police. That's a really good movie.
Never watched it.
It's weird. There's so much to love, and we love the gore whores. We are gore whores.
Speak
You're
for
a big-
yourself.
You're a bigger whore
My
than
body's a
me.
temple.
It is not. Stop fucking saying that.
But yeah, that's the takeaway from this week's episode, I think. We love gore. We love practical gore.
Yes.
We hate AI.
Yes. Thank you for emphasizing. We love practical gore. And go watch more movies. And
Watch
Adam
Faces
Green,
of Death.
where's Hatchet 5, bro? Like, come on.
We'll do a Hatchet episode. We want to talk about Hatchet too much today.
Don't stifle me.
Gonna end the episode at some point.
I had written martyrs down, but I still have PTSD.
You don't want to talk about Martyrs again. We did an episode, by the way, guys. If you're not listening to it, go back and check it.
That is one rough watch.
With Dave from What an Excellent Day for a Podcast, which Marianne was on again this week. So go check that out too, guys.
Yes, we love Excellent Day for a Podcast. And
She
shout
keeps
out to Dave.
cameoing over there.
I feel like I'm cheating on you.
Yeah, she's seeing other podcasters, guys.
Stop it. It's okay. You're still my number one.
Aw, so kind of you.
That's episode 36 done. Do you realize we're almost at a year? It's
I
gonna be a
realize.
year in July.
Fucking celebrate somehow.
Thank y'all for listening and supporting. If you'd be so inclined to hit like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.